So unfortunately, I don't have all the clubs in my bag right now, but in a standard set, there is currently a total of 14 clubs that most players are allowed to carry. You can have less, but you can't have more if you're gonna play competitive golf. Now, the next thing I wanna just unpack with you here is how I like to organize my clubs. So you might find this interesting. I put all my wedges in the front pocket, right, like so. So I match them up 62, 50, 58, 54, and also my pitching wedge in the front. And then on this upper right pocket, I don't know if you can see, there's an upper right pocket. I like to put my short irons, which is my 7, 8, and 9 iron. And then on this left side, I put my long irons, which is my 6, 5, and 3 iron. And up here, I keep my putter and usually my driver and or 3-wood / driving iron, which unfortunately I don't have in my bag, but that'll come out to a total of 14 clubs when they're all in there. And yeah, thank you. So I also like to carry my training aids in this pocket here. So you'll see, usually it's like this, all 3 of them. So my alignment rods, my ruler, and this orange whip. Now, one thing I want to mention is I play golf a little differently. I like to use all irons and a driver. So a lot of people will be using hybrids and fairway woods. Not a lot of driving irons, maybe if you're playing with professionals, but most likely you'll see more 3-woods and 5-woods. Those are wonderful clubs to have in your bag, and there's no really good reason not to carry them. For me, it's a personal preference. Thank you. So I like to put a head cover on my club, and the reason for that is when I put a head cover on my putter, driver, or in times when I'm carrying a fairway wood and hybrid, it helps when the clubs hit together that they don't make a bunch of scratches and nicks. It'll help prolong the life cycle of your golf club. And I'll put in some links below for you to shop some custom head covers if you so please, or you can just stick to what the manufacturer provides. But I highly recommend when you have new clubs to take good care of them by covering them with a head cover. Thank you. So in golf, there's a lot of great brands you can use. I happen to have a sponsorship with TaylorMade, and they give me some pretty good discounts. And I like to get my custom fittings down at the TaylorMade Kingdom down in Southern California. Now, there's also a lot of other wonderful golf brands. There's some new luxury ones like PXG. There's always well-renowned Titleist. There's Callaway. There's Ping. There's a lot of wonderful brands out there. I personally use TaylorMade. You have to discern which brand is best for you. Thank you. So this is a note card I like to carry, and on my note card, I don't know how well you can see, I put all my distances, how far each of my clubs go at a full swing. And this is great just to reference in my memory. If you're someone who doesn't play a whole lot of golf, there'll be a point where you start getting more consistent. When you hit a good shot, it goes a certain distance. And so you're gonna wanna write that down so that as you're on the course, you can pull out a club and hit a good one and it's on the green instead of way over the green or way short. So it's gonna be an important part of your journey. So I hope you take the time to write down how far you hit full range shots. Thank you. So for golf shoes, there's a lot of wonderful brands. I like to wear Addidas or Footjoy primarily. And you can get these at your local Golf Mart, Golfsmith, or Golf Galaxy, whatever store is near you. You can also get them online if you know your size. One thing I want to comment on though is the spikes below the shoes. I suggest not getting metal spikes and sticking with plastic spikes. And the reason for that is if you use metal spikes, some courses don't allow it and it really can hurt and damage the green. And for other players playing behind you, it's really a generous thing to consider wearing plastic spikes on your shoes or no spikes at all. Thank you. So when I was younger, Titleist gave me golf balls. If I'm playing a golf ball, I prefer Titleist Pro V1 or Pro V1X. If you're hit the ball pretty far and want less spin on the greens, I suggest playing a Pro V1X. But if you want more spin around the greens and your ball doesn't go as far, I suggest just using a standard Titleist Pro V1. In my case, I'm primarily playing Pro V1X. There's also some wonderful TaylorMade golf balls that I also use, TaylorMade Tour Preferred, and those would be my primary recommendations as you're getting into the game. These golf balls perform at a substantially high level. Thank you. So for golf tees, I like to use the Epoch golf tees. It's actually plastic, so it doesn't break as often as common wooden tees in golf. I don't know if you can tell, it's made in a certain way where the spikes are sort of like bends like this, and it's supposed to have reduced spin rate and other benefits. I don't know. All that I know is it goes relatively straight with this golf tee, and they don't break as much, so they're more sustainable and will last you longer in your golfing career. Thank you. So when I was younger, I played a lot when it was raining and very wet. And what I learned is that I bought some rain gloves. And there's a particular brand called Snake Eyes which has gel in it. And when I use this, I notice that my hands don't slip as much when I hit shots, and it has more tackiness, so the club doesn't slip. It's really effective in my experience. They come in pairs of 2. Now, golf clubs are usually worn with a standard white golf glove. Those can work just fine too, whichever one's best for you, but this is something that I felt had a performance improvement for me over my golf career. Thank you. So this is a Divot Repair tool. If you're on the side of the green, you can stick it in, and if your ball hits, it'll make a little circle, and you can repair around it to fix your divots. And you can also use it, like you can attach a marker to it, and you can take the marker off and mark your golf ball. Some people use them where they attach to their head with a magnet up above. Sometimes the magnet's inside the hat. But I like to just keep my magnet on almost like a poker chip size coin, or sometimes a smaller coin whenever I'm marking my ball on the putting green. Thank you. This is a brush. As you get, the corner attaches right here to the edge of the golf bag. It kind of expands and retracts. It has 2 sides to it. I use it to clean the face of my club. Sometimes water works best, sometimes saliva, but it's best avoided, although I do it, so be a little hypocritical, but it helps clean the dirt out of the grooves. So when you hit your shots, the ball will spin more, and so when it lands, it'll have some backspin, but if it's dirty, it most likely won't have as much spin. So you want to keep your grooves clean, especially the 2nd groove, 3rd groove, 4th, and 5th. So here's an example real quick of my 9-iron. And the grooves are relatively clean, but you just want to see if you see any dirt in there, you just want to clean it until it comes out. And so a lot of times they can be more dirty than that, but I've been taking good care of them. So anyway, thanks for listening. Cover 2 things real quick. If you hit a shot and it comes in high, like so, but a lot of times it'll come in and it'll leave like a little divot, it'll embed. We call this like a ball mark. So it's here where the ball landed on the green. There's like an indent in the earth or the putting surface. And I use this tool here, or you can use a golf tee, and I use that so that it flattens it back out the same, like so. And I also want to talk about if you leave a real divot out on the course. So a real divot will look something like this. You're here, and you're getting ready to hit a golf shot, right? And you leave it, and you can see here when I hit it, I'm not going to hit this ball for the sake of the demonstration, but it leaves a divot. So what I have is my sand and seed, and I'll go ahead and fill it after I take the shot. Thank you. So this is my Leopold Garmin Bushnell rangefinder. There's a lot of different brands out there, but they do use military technology. When I look through the scope, there's a little crosshairs, and it'll tell me my yardage. Make sure your setting is put into yards, unless for some reason you're in Europe or something and you want to do it differently, but more than likely you'll be using yards. And yeah, so there's this laser in here, and what it does is it tells you the distance from whatever you've lasered in the crosshairs. It gives you a little time to work with, but it's kind of like a sniper. So it's really kind of fun if you're into like really, I don't know what you'd be into, but if you're into lasering distances, this will help you, especially around the course. It's a phenomenal tool, and it's great for preparing to play your best golf. Thank you.